It's one thing when God does something in secret. He turns a problem around, nobody knows about it.
Pastor
Shows
Joel
you favor
Osteen.
in private. But when God brings you out in public, it's a different story. When people were trying to discredit you, push you down, but God opened a door you couldn't open, promoted you when you didn't have the qualifications, put you in a position of influence. When He gives you a public display, you don't have to answer your critics, God does. When it looked like you had reached your limits, relatives laughed when you told them you were going to pay your house off. They shook their heads, thinking you're kind of far out. But when you come into an explosive blessing, blessings that catapult you ahead, they won't be shaking their heads in disapproval. They'll be shaking their heads in amazement. God is going to show out not only to take you into your destiny, but to prove to other people the Lord is on your side.
Amen.
What He's about to do in your life publicly is not going to leave any doubt.
I hope y'all can hear this.
It's one thing to say the Lord is on your side. It's another to see the Lord is on your side. You've been saying it. You've been faithful, believing, expecting. Get ready. You're about to see it. God is going to do something so big, so unusual, there won't be any doubt to you and to people around you that His favor is on your life. God said in Exodus, I will perform wonders never done before. All the people around you will see the awesome power I display through you. God is about to display through you awesome power. He could display it through anything, through nature, through creation, through the weather, but He said, I'm going to display it through you.
Amen.
He's about to do something unprecedented, something that causes you to stand out where there's no explanation. That sickness should have been the end. The medical report said you were done, but you defied the odds. You overcame it. God displayed His awesome power. Or some of the people you grew up with, they're still struggling, can't get ahead, in dysfunction. Look at you, blessed, prosperous, living at a different level. Or maybe you weren't the most qualified, you didn't have the experience, but your business took off. You didn't have to find clients, they found you. That's God displaying His awesome power. Awesome means it's not going to be ordinary, it's going to be unusual. Not natural, supernatural. That's what this building is, the former Compaq Center, an awesome display of God's power. We were up against opponents that were bigger, stronger, had more resources. Critics laughed. People made fun, said we were wasting our time. But sometimes God will let you get in a situation where there's no possible way out. So when He turns it around, everyone will know it was Him. There won't be any doubt it was the hand of God. Now your situation may seem impossible. There's no way you can accomplish a dream. No way you'll get well. No way you can pay your house off. You're so in debt. It's a setup. God is about to display His awesome power. Not just so you can see it, but so other people can see it. David said, God prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
Amen.
Not private, not hidden. God is going to show out so your enemies, the opposition, the critics will all see you promoted, honored,
Successful,
in a position of influence, a public display. That's why you don't have to prove to people who you are. You don't have to try to convince them to like you. You don't have time to waste worried about people that are not for you. Keep running your race, honoring God, and at some point, He's going to show out in such a way that your critics can't deny the favor on you. They may not like you, but they will respect you.
Amen.
The same people that didn't want us to have this building, every time they drive by on the freeway, they may not like it, but they can't deny the Lord was on our side.
Amen.
God
Amen.
has some of these public displays for you. Not a secret sign, not in private. He's going to show out to prove to people who you are. David said in Psalm 86, God, make a show of how much you love me, so the bullies that hate me will stand there slack-jawed. That means in astonishment. David knew what it was like to have opposition. People slandering him, people that didn't believe in him. His brothers made fun of him. His father discounted him. When he told King Saul he wanted to fight Goliath, Saul thought he was kidding. David was a teenager, didn't have any training. When Goliath saw David and how small he was, he thought it was a joke. What's interesting is David could have defeated Goliath in private. They could have been alone in a deserted part of the valley, nobody around. Still would have been a great miracle. But God knows there are times where He has to bring you out in public, so all your friends and your enemies, those that are for you and against you, will see firsthand the favor on your life. When David faced Goliath, all the Philistine army was on the mountainside watching. The Israeli army on the other side. King Saul was out there, other leaders, people from the town. They all heard about this big fight. It was like the Super Bowl. Everyone came out to see. The odds were so against David, it was almost comical. Goliath stood over 9 feet tall. He was their most experienced fighter. David was a teenager, no armor, no training. When he ran out to face Goliath, all the eyes were on him. He slung that rock, it hit Goliath.